While we're used to seeing our standardbreds pulling a sulky, they have proven that they are also very talented when it comes to wearing a saddle. In fact, this type of competition is getting a lot of attention. Let's learn more about racing under saddle. Helene Gregory joins us now, and if you don't know Helen, she got the 2012 President's Award from the United States Harness Riders Association, which is quite the big deal. And the reason she got it is because she was really, I guess you could say, spearheaded the whole racing under saddle sensation taking over the nation. So let's start out with the basic question for those who don't know. What is Russ, otherwise known as racing under saddle?
Russ is racing trotters under saddle. Instead of hitching them to the bike, we jump on their back. We basically use the same equipment, but no bike and no harness, a saddle, and it's pretty much the same.
Why is it important? Like, why should people be interested in Russ?
I think for a lot of reasons. I think we need new fans for the sport, obviously, for obvious reasons. And we have girls here today that travel 7-8 hours just to come down to race here today. So there's number one. Some horses really excel under saddle. That, they get a little sulky sour sometimes. Maybe they don't, enjoy racing in the bike so much, and you throw a saddle on them and they actually thrive on it, and they really enjoy it. And they can actually race 1 week in harness and the next week under saddle. They do that in Sweden all the time.
I love that expression, sulky sour. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. I love it. Oh, nice. It's going to catch on. You just mentioned Sweden. Yes, I can tell that you're not from this neighborhood. So tell me about Sweden. You grew up around a racetrack, so you've been doing this forever?
Yes. My father owned racehorses, so basically before I could even walk, I was hanging in the barn. That was my dream, was just doing the horses. And got old enough to ride them, got to ride them. I never got to ride Russ in Sweden because I moved to the United States before it really caught on over there. But they have wagering since 2004. They've been doing the wagering over there. They have about every race car, there's one racing under saddle on each track. So it's catching on big time.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be a major goal. Like right now, the racing under saddle is not a wagering event in the United States, but that's something you guys would like to see.
Well, we wouldn't like to see it. We need to see it because to get purse money for the horses to race for, we need to come up with sponsors for every race. And you can only tap so much money from sponsors. If we could generate money from wagering and put into the purse pool, we could race for the same amount of money as overnight. And maybe have a couple of races a week. So,
since you started making this a huge passion of yours here in America, how do you see it catching on? I mean, do you see it really going strong, like I've seen it?
I did. I thought we had a real good run at the Meadowlands, where they had the Hambletonian series, and some people loved it. Some people might have to get used to it, and some people, of course, is not going to like it. But that's with everything in life, right?
That's exactly right. When I watch the horses out there competing, they look like they're really enjoying it. How do they go from the sulky to being under saddle? They do pretty well with that?
Yeah, most trotters, they really, really enjoy being ridden. They're very easy to break, most of them. And we jog them a few miles to get them used to the weight, and then you train them and you see how they do, and some are better at it than others, and it's the same in the harness. Some take to it better, and as far as the horse, you want them to be built a little stronger maybe. You don't want the scrawniest little thing, but a big shoulder, a strong shoulder to carry the rider to the end of the mile.
How about your riders? Different lifestyles here, right? I know a couple years ago, we had one of our winners here at the casino at Ocean Downs. She was a grandmother. I'll never forget her going, "Go grandmas!" Just showing it's a lot of different ages. And
there's different ages. All you need to think about is your fitness. You got to be able to, stand up and ride for a mile, which is very hard. But as long as you're fit, and age really don't matter, just make sure you're fit and ready to go. And it's fun because I've been in the business my whole life, but I never got to race because I really don't have the drive to go out there with the bikes and the guys. And for me, now I can compete, and it's fun. It's just so much fun.
Oh, very cool. We're so happy to have you. Have you been here to the Casino at Ocean Downs?
My first time.
She's gonna love it so much. She already does. That's right. Thank you, Helen, for being on this show, and best of luck with Russ.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Heather.
It was a very exciting racing under saddle event that took place this year at the Casino at Ocean Downs, as a full field of 8 went behind the gate, and it was a race that came right down to the wire. The winner was Mr. ProTab and rider Stephanie Jacobs, who crossed the wire first in 2:02.1. Let's chat with Stephanie now about this big victory.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
When did you first think you might win?
You know, you really gotta put it in your head, you know, and I said to myself, no doubt, I'm gonna do it. And I have a great horse and I have a great team and great supporters, and you just gotta believe it, you gotta do it, and you just gotta set your mind to it and don't let anything get in your way.
A big thank you to the Racing Under Saddle America group and everyone who came together to make this amazing event happen.